Now let's see the possibility of conflicts in LR1 items. In case of LR0 items, we have seen this. So in case of, if I have LR0 items, right, if I have any production like this, any final item AD rise alpha dot, and if I have a BD rise small a or something like this, there is reduce and there is shift, therefore there is a conflict. But then in case of LR1 items, the conflicts are not so frequent. The reason is, even though there is a final item here, if there is a shift move, this final item will be placed only under A and S, let us say $, right? So if you look at this final item is going to be placed, or the reduce move is going to be placed only on the look ahead, under look aheads. What are the look aheads? A and $. And now if you look at this production, there is a shift move, right? And in this shift move will be placed only under A. Therefore in this case, under A there is shift and under A there is reduce, therefore there is a chance of getting SR conflict. If there would not have been this A, if there is no A here, then there is no conflict here, right? And coming to this RR conflict, whenever I have to place two reduce moves, this is a final item, this is a final item, if these two reduce moves have to be placed under the same row, and they have to be placed under the look aheads. If they have the common look ahead, or there is any intersection in the look ahead, then only there is a chance of RR conflict. Therefore SR conflicts or RR conflicts will depend even on look aheads here. Previously in LR0 we don't have these look aheads, therefore we didn't consider much about the look aheads, right? So now, given a grammar, if you see any such state in canonical collection of LR1 items, or any such state in canonical collection of LR1 items, we can stop and say that the grammar is not CLR1. We can stop it and say that it is not CLR1. If a grammar is not CLR1, definitely it is not LALR1. The reason is, if the table is having the conflicts, even if you reduce the number of states, then again it will contain the conflicts, okay? And one more thing is, if a grammar is CLR1, it may not be LALR1 always. The reason is, even if there are no SR RR conflicts in CLR1, there could be a chance of getting RR conflicts in LALR1. Consider this. In CLR1, let us say we have two states. A derives A dot, let us say A derives alpha dot, and again B derives beta dot. These are the final items, and this final item has to be placed under the look ahead A, and this one under look ahead B. And let me say I have one more state. I am talking about CLR1. In CLR1 parsing table or canonical collection of LALR1 items, I have one more state. A derives alpha dot, and the look ahead is small b, and B derives beta dot, and the look ahead is small a. Now if I merge these two, I'll be getting one more state, and in this state A derives alpha. What will be the look aheads? Because of this one I get A, and because of this one I get B, which means under A and B I have to put the final item A derives alpha dot, and now I'll get one more final item B derives beta dot, and because of this one I get B, and because of this one I get A, again A or B. So what do you understand from this? From this one we can understand that we are going to place the final items under A and B, therefore there is a conflict. So even though there are no conflicts in the original CLR1 parsing table, by merging them there could be a chance of getting a conflict in LALR1. Therefore every CLR1 is not LALR1. If a grammar is not CLR1, definitely it is not LALR1. But if a grammar is CLR1, it does not mean that it could be LALR1. The reason is because of this, right? And one more thing is, if there are no SR conflicts in CLR1, there will be no SR conflicts in LALR1. If there are no RR conflicts in CLR1, there could be RR conflicts in LALR1. Okay, it is better that I will take some examples and I will show you how this is happening. So let me take the examples for some grammars which were not LR0, SLR1, and let us see whether those grammars could be this LALR1, CLR1. Okay, let's see some more examples. Yes, let's see this grammar. S derives AA, AB, BB. We have already seen this grammar, and I want to find out whether this grammar is any of these parsers. So first of all, we have found out that this grammar is LL1 because this production has to be placed under small a and this production has to be placed under small b. Therefore, two productions are not going into the same cell. Definitely it is LL1. Now I have to, and again we have even seen that the grammar is not LR0 or SLR1. The reason is, if I construct the canonical collection of LR0 items, if I consider this state S dash derives dot S, because of this S I have to add all S productions with dot in the beginning, AB dot BB BA, and because of A in the dot of A, because of dot in the beginning of A and beginning of B, I have to write A derives dot and then B derives dot. Now there is RR conflict, therefore it is not LR0. Now coming to this SLR1, where are you going to place this final item is in the follow of A. What is follow of A? Follow of A is A comma B. Therefore this one has to be placed under A comma B, this reduced move, and again this one has to be placed under follow of B. What is follow of B? Follow of B is again A comma B. Therefore two reduced moves have to be placed under AB and AB. So this grammar cannot be SLR1 also. Now I want to check whether the grammar is CLR1 or not. For that I have to construct the canonical collection of LR1 items. So let's see how to construct the canonical collection of LR1 items. This is an important example. So I am going to start with the augmented production with dot in the beginning. Augmented production is S dash derives dot S, and always the look ahead is going to be dollar for the start symbol. The reason is the start symbol will be always followed by dollar. Okay. And now because there is dot here, I am going to add all S productions. S derives dot AA AB or dot BB BA. Now why did I add these two productions? Because of this S. Now whatever is remaining after that S, what is remaining? Dollar. You find first of it. If I find first of dollar, I get dollar and dollar. Therefore dollar is a look ahead. Now because there is dot to the beginning of A, I have to add all A productions. I am adding A production with dot here. And now why did I add this A production? Because of this A. Whatever is remaining after that, small a, capital A, small b, dollar, whatever is remaining after that, find first of it. If I find first of this, I get small a, right? Which means this reduced move has to be placed under small a. Now what about this one? Because of this dot in the beginning of B, I am going to add B production. B derives dot epsilon, which is nothing but dot. Epsilon dot or dot epsilon or dot, everything is same. Okay. Now why did I add this production? Because of this B. Now whatever is remaining after that, what is remaining? BB, B, small b, capital B, small a, dollar. You find first of it. So what do I get? B. Therefore this reduced move, yes, there are two final items, but then there is no conflict. The reason is this reduced move will be placed under small a and this reduced move will be placed under small b. So this conflict, there was a conflict coming to LR0 items, but there is no conflict coming to LR1 items because both the reduced moves are placed under different look aheads, right? And now just can I stop here and say that the grammar is CLR1 since one conflict is resolved? In order to say that the grammar is CLR1, you have to finish the entire canonical collection of LR1 items and see that there are no conflicts in any of these states. So let's just finish it. On capital S it is going to be S dot comma dollar. So there is only one final item. In fact, it is not a final item because we added it, right? And on capital A it is going to be S derives capital A dot small a, capital A B, comma dollar. The look ahead doesn't change, right? And on small a it is going to be S derives capital A small a dot capital A B, comma dollar. Look ahead doesn't change when I am applying the transition. And now I have to add A production. A derives dot. Now why did I add this A production? Because of this A. Now what is remaining? B dollar. What is first of B dollar? B, right? There is a final item, which means there is a reduced move, but then there is no shift item. it is go to, on capital A it is go to item, not a shift item, right? So S derives capital A capital A dot B comma dollar. Look ahead doesn't change, and on small b it is going to be S derives capital A capital A B dot comma dollar. So you might think that this is a conflict, but actually this is final item and this is a go to move. Only in the action part of the table we get a conflict, not in the go to move, which means only on terminals there will be shift, on variables there will be go to, so there is no conflict there. And finally we got only one final item in this state, therefore there is no conflict. Let's see what happens with capital B. S derives capital B dot A comma dollar, which means I'm just moving the dot over B. So because of that there is no change in the look ahead. So whatever was the look ahead previously, the look ahead will be same. Now on small b I get S derives B small b dot capital B small a comma dollar, and because of this dot before B, if I apply the closure, I am going to get B derives dot comma. What is the look ahead? I added this because of this B, therefore I am going to get look ahead as small a, which means this final item will be placed under small a, but then there is no shift or reduce move, there is only one reduce move. This is actually go to. On capital B it is going to give us S derives B capital B dot small a comma dollar. If you see this, whenever I am applying transition, look ahead doesn't change. Whenever I am applying this closure, look ahead is changing. On small a, S derives B A dot dollar. Now one thing you have to note here is there are no states except the first state which are having two final items. Therefore there could be a possibility of conflict here, but since both the final items are placed under different look ahead, there is no conflict. And in the remaining states, whenever there is a final item, there is no other final item or there is no other shift move. Whenever there is a final item, there is no other final item or there is no other shift move. Therefore the grammar does not have any conflicts coming to LR1 items. Therefore the grammar is CLR1. Now my question is whether the grammar is LALR1 or not. What is the difference between CLR1 and LALR1 table? Whenever there are two states which differ only in terms of LR0 items and which have same look aheads, you are going to merge them. That is the difference. Now if you look at this canonical collection of LR1 items, you don't find any two states which are having same LR0 items with different look aheads. Therefore we need not consider LALR1 at all, because the CLR1 parsing table is equal to LALR1 parsing table here. There cannot be any merging. Therefore the same table applies both for CLR1 and LALR1. So the grammar is both CLR1 and LALR1. Now if you see this, the number of states are not increased because of this LR1 items. The reason is there are no two states with same LR0 and with different look aheads. So coming to the number of states, all the parsers will contain same number of states. Of course you cannot construct LR0 or SLR1 parsing tables, but in case if you consider constructing them, then the number of states in all the tables are going to be the same. Okay, so let's see one more example. Let's see this example. For this example we have already seen that the grammar is not LL1 definitely, because these two productions, these two productions B and B, they have to be placed in the same cell. Therefore it is definitely not LL1. Now we have even seen that it is not LR0 because we got conflicts, and those conflicts were not resolved by even SLR1. Now I want to check whether the grammar is CLR1 or not, LALR1 or not. So I want to construct canonical collection of LR1 items. So starting step is S dash derives S dot, and what will be the look ahead for the first one, augmented production dollar. S dash derives dot S. Okay, Now because of this dot before S, I am going to add all S productions. S derives dot AA dot BAC dot DC dot BDA. And now what will be the look ahead for all these productions? Why did I add these productions? Because of this S. Whatever is remaining after that S, what is remaining? Dollar. You have to add first of first. So first of dollar is dollar, dollar, dollar and dollar. Now I am going to add A production. A derives dot D because of this A. Now because of this A I have added A production. Whatever is remaining after that, what is remaining after that? A followed by dollar. Find first of it. If I find first of it, I get A. Therefore look ahead is A. Now in LR0 items, we got a conflict because of this transition small d. Now on small d, what is the transition you might be getting is, one is S derives small d dot C comma dollar, because I am just moving the dot to the after d, and the look ahead doesn't change, which is dollar. And now A derives d dot comma A. A derives d dot comma A. This was a conflict in LR0 items. Now let's see if this is a conflict in CLR1 item or not. Now what is this shift move? Shift move is on C. And what about this reduce move? Reduce move is on A. This reduce move will be placed under A, and this shift move will be placed under C. Therefore, even though it was a conflict in LR0 items, this is not a conflict in LR1 items. So the grammar looks like it is CLR1, but then in order to say that, you should not stop here. You have to complete the entire canonical collection and then check it. Let's complete it. S derives DC dot comma dollar, right, final item. And now on capital A, S derives A dot small a comma dollar. On small a, S derives A dot comma dollar. On, let us say D is over, what is remaining? B. On small b, S derives B dot AC comma dollar, and again S derives B dot DA comma dollar, and because of this A, I have to add A productions. A derives dot D, and I added this A production because of this A. Therefore whatever is remaining after that, what is remaining after that? C dollar. You have to find first of it. What is first of C dollar? First of C, which is nothing but C. Okay. And now on small d, it is nothing but S derives B D dot small a comma dollar, this production, and then A derives small d dot a final item comma C. Now check this. Again there is a final item, and again there is a shift move. Now the final item here is, if you check it, the final item here is placed under, the reduce move is placed under C, and the shift move is placed under A. Therefore there is no problem, right? So since the shift and reduce are going to be placed under different entries, reduce is placed under C and shift is placed under A, therefore there is no problem at all here, right? And on small a, it is S derives B D A dot comma dollar, and on capital A, it is S derives B A dot C comma dollar, and on C, S derives B A C dot comma dollar. So we have finished it, and on small d it is over, D and A it is over, A over, C over. Yes. So now we have seen that there were some conflicts in LR0 items, but coming to LR1 items there are no conflicts, and moreover we have seen that there are no two states which are different in LR0 and same in which are different in LR1 items and same in LR0. Therefore this is the same table even for CLR1 and LALR1. So when the table is same, when there are no conflicts in CLR1 table, there will be no conflicts in LALR1 table, given that there are no mergings. Whenever there are mergings, there could be a chance that the grammar might not be LALR1. But for this example, the number of states are same both for CLR1 and LALR1. We shall see the next example. Let's take the next example, and in this example I want to find out whether the grammar is LL1 or not, LR0, everything. Now straight away we can say that the grammar is not LL1. The reason is this production and this production both are going into S row and under B column. Therefore two productions are going into the same cell, therefore definitely it is not LL1. And next one is I have to find out whether the grammar is LR0 or not. For LR0 and SLR1 I have to find out the canonical collection of LR0 items. So I am starting with S dash derives dot S derives. Because of this yes I am going to add all. I am constructing canonical collection of LR0 items. No need of look aheads. Okay. I am adding all S productions BAC, BC, BBA, and because of this dot before A I am going to add A production. A production is dot D, and because of this dot before B I am going to add B production. B derives dot D. Now this is I naught. Since we are actually finding, trying to find out whether the grammar is LR0 or SLR1 or not, we need not go with all the transitions. Just go with the transitions which will quickly lead you to some conflicts. So I want to see what are the final items. If I go on D, then I get definitely final items. A derives D dot and B derives D dot. So I got two productions with D dot and B dot. Now these two are final items, therefore there is RR conflict in LR0. The grammar is not LR0. Let us see whether this conflict can be resolved by SLR1 or not. In SLR1, where should we place this reduced move? Under follow of left hand side. What is follow of left hand side? Follow of A. What is follow of A? A and C. So this reduced move has to be placed under A comma C. And what about this one? This one has to be placed under follow of B. What is follow of B? B, A and C. So both of them have to be placed under A and C. So there is RR conflict here too in SLR1 too. The reason is both the productions have to be placed under the same one, right? So A and C, it is not SLR1. Now I have to check whether the grammar is CLR1 or not. In order to find out whether the grammar is CLR1 and LALR1, we have to construct the canonical collection of LR1 items. Okay. Now I am going to construct canonical collection of LR1 items. For that, the augmented production is S derives dot S and the look ahead is dollar. And because of this dot in the beginning of S, I have to add all S productions. I am adding them. S derives dot AA dot BAC dot BC dot BBA. Now why did I add these productions? Because of this yes. What is following that is dollar. So what is first of dollar? Dollar, dollar, dollar and dollar. Now because of this dot I am going to add A production. Now A production is going to be A derives D dot. Why did I add this production? Because of this A. What is following that A? A dollar. Therefore what is first of A dollar? A. So look ahead here is small a. And now I am going to add B productions. So why did I add this B production? Because of this B. What is following that B? C. C is a terminal here, not a variable. And B is followed by C dollar. What is first of C dollar? It is C. Okay. So this is I naught. Now we have to find out the transitions. Previously we have seen that on small d we got conflicts. Let's see what happens to this on small d. On D it is going to be A derives D dot and look ahead is A, and again B derives D dot and look ahead is C. Now if you see this is a reduced move and this is a reduced move because of final items, but then this reduced move has to be placed under A and this reduced move has to be placed under C. Therefore there is no RR conflict. Even though there is a conflict according to LR0 items, according to LR1 items there is no conflict because reduced moves are placed differently. Let's see So we should not stop here and say that it is CLR1. The reason is there could be some other states which might have conflicts which might not be resolved by again LR1 items. Therefore complete the diagram. On capital A, S derives A dot small a comma dollar, and on small a, S derives A dot comma dollar. No problem with this one. Now let us see with small b. With small b, S derives B dot AC comma dollar, and because of this dot and one more production is B dot BA comma dollar. Because of these two dots I have to add A production. A production is A derives dot D. And why did I add this production? Because of this A followed by CS. Now what is following A? CS. What is first of CS? C. Therefore I am writing it as C. Now because of this B I am going to add B productions. B derives dot D. Why did I add this production? Because of this B. What is following this B? A dollar. Therefore what is first of it? Small a. Right? Okay, and all the productions are added. Now this one on capital A, there will be no problem, you can fill it up. A B A dot C comma dollar, and on C A derives B A C dot comma dollar. Sorry, S derives. Okay, this one also no problem on B. S derives B dot A comma dollar, and this one on small a, S derives BA dot comma dollar, no problem. And this one on small d is going to give A derives D dot a final item, and it has to be placed under C, and then B derives D dot a final item, it has to be placed under A. Now check this, again we got two final items, which means RR conflict might be there, but then in terms of LR1 items there is no RR conflict, because the first reduced move is placed under C and the second reduced move is placed under A. Okay, so the grammar, even though there are RR conflicts in LR0, there are no RR conflicts in LR1. So let's see if everything is done. This one on capital B gives S derives capital B comma C dollar, and on C S derives BC dot comma dollar, final item, no problem. Right, and we have seen that we have reached all the final items, and one thing is there are no conflicts in terms of LR1 items, therefore the grammar is CLR1. Now whether we have to find out whether the grammar is LALR1 or not. Are there any states in this which are differing only in the look aheads? Yes, we got two states, this state and this state. These two states are actually having the same LR0 items, but different look aheads. Therefore coming to LALR1 we have to merge these two states into one state. When I merge these two states into one state, what happens is A derives D dot, and then B derives D dot, and now because of this A I have to write A here, and because of this C I have to write C here, and again because of this C I have to write C here, and because of this C I have to write A here. Now see this, in LALR1 parsing table, even though in CLR1 parsing table there are no conflicts, because of this LALR1, because of merging, in LALR1 parsing table we got conflicts. The reason is this reduced move has to be placed under A and C, and again this reduced move has to be placed under A and C, right? Therefore the grammar is not LALR1. Okay, so this is a classic example in which because of merging there could be conflicts. Even though there are no RR conflicts in CLR1 parsing table, there is a chance of getting RR conflicts in LALR1 parsing table, and this is the example. Okay, so this example is only CLR1 parsing. This grammar is only CLR1 and it is not any of the other parsers. Okay, we shall see the next example.